What is up, everybody? Scape211 here, and it's a big day. It is update 1.24. Big stuff happening in the game, and I'm sorry that my video is coming out later than I wanted to or intended. I had some family stuff to do today and a doctor's appointment, so I just haven't been able to get into it yet. But we're going to do that now. I did get to play some earlier, so we'll talk about that. But the first thing that I thought was cool was the splash screen. I'm sure you all saw this already, so whoop-de-doo, big deal, but I thought it looked really cool, so I just wanted to put it up here. But yeah, there are so many different things that have changed in this, so we're going to go through all of that. First of all, you'll notice in here in your inbox that you'll have your compensation gifts. This is not the compensation for these massive changes, right? People are thinking, wow, you took away my second copies and you gave me 100 A coins and, you know, some credits and blueprints, whoop-de-doo. That's not what this is. This is just for them when they had issues when they were first doing this update. I'm assuming they're going to be doing compensation later when they take away the second copies, which they're going to give us a little time with first before they take them away. They said that already. So, you know, I don't think this is what that is, so don't freak out that this is all you're getting for compensation. That should hopefully come later. I really hope so. So if you missed these and clicked off them, there's the new weekly objectives and then the new mech, Arachnos. If you want to read these, you certainly can. I'm not going to go through them now, but let's go into these different changes that we have for all of your event stuff. So first we have the daily weekly. The daily is going to remain the same, and a lot of people are commenting, why are my dailies easier? They seem way too easy, and I agree, but that's probably because they were gearing up to get ready for when they do this other weekly tab here, and you'll see that these events have a little bit more to them. They're also not super hard. You don't have to use a specific mech or anything like you used to do in your dailies, but just more longevity to it for the week. You also will get A coins, which is nice, and then eventually we'll get keys when you complete everything. So this is really nice. I like that they added this, a way to get some of those other high-end resources, of course, aside from like the Battlethon here, which gives you 100. This used to give 200, so maybe I'm hoping they're not compensating and bringing those down to compensate for the weekly now. I hope it just means we'll get more overall. So like Alkalade also gave us 100, which isn't one they've done a lot in the past. But anyway, let's get into the big one here, the day one that we have of the Derby event. So we're gonna switch over to that and take a look at Arachnos. All right, so yeah, when I first saw this looks really cool, obviously, and I already did my day one. They were pretty easy to complete. So I've done all of that already. I wish I could look at these other days. They don't let you look at them, so I can't really even peek at them, but it's a whole week's worth. And yeah, you get 50 here for this first day, and I'm assuming, yeah, 250 by the end. So like, I don't know, 50 a day or whatever it is to be able to complete it. So that looks like the goal, right? You're gonna complete it and then be able to get the mech. Or at least that's the way it seems. You probably already saw this splash screen, which talks about how you'll get your daily objectives, you'll earn points, and then you'll get this mech. It looks like for free. But it also says logging in after the final day, you will have 48 hours to complete your objectives. Don't wait. So I'm assuming this means that if you complete this in a week or within that 48-hour window after the week with this new mech, you will get the new mech. If you do not, I'm pretty sure that that means it is now going to show up in your progress path. You know, so it would be there. You probably have to then complete it and then purchase it. But doing it this way, you'd be able to get it for free. So it's really just making sure that you stay on top of this to be able to complete the objectives of the event. And you're also getting credits while doing it. But if we look at Arachnos, we'll see he's a rare 3-star. So not super impressive to start with, and you have to upgrade him, but he looks cool overall. Stat-wise, I did compare it with other mechs. He actually is pretty similar to Paragon health-wise, and then energy capacity-wise, right? Because at 3-star, that's 16, and then when you get him all the way up to the top, he will be 32, as we've talked about. So his ability cooldown is kind of high. The turret damage is there too, and the turret lifespan is 10 seconds. I don't think those are going to change. Well, not the cooldown and lifetime. I'm assuming the turret damage will go up, but the cooldown is kind of long, but I'm assuming that starts as soon as you put down the turret. So that really is like a 12-second time in between when you put the turret up, but I'm assuming it's also targetable. So I don't know how much health the actual turret will have. If it's not targetable, that's cool. It's just gonna protect an area no matter what. But overall, I think this is a really neat mech. It's hard to say. just because we don't have access to it. Nobody does. You can't even buy it, which I guess is kind of fair. Nobody can get it early, but that just means that all of us have to focus on doing this event. But overall, I think that's pretty well done. I like the way they're handling this new mech. I hope they do more of this in the future. But let's also talk about all the other kind of changes that are going on, right? All the loss of dual copies and the changing to our energy. So if you look at my kill shot here, it's only 20 energy because my kill shot is not fully maxed. This is what's different, and I didn't know that they were going to do it this way. So if you go in here and you look at this, if you're rank 6 with your energy capacity, you're at 20, but you have to be rank 6 level 7, like fully maxed to get the 24 energy, to get the max energy that you can get on the mech. I'm assuming this is going to be the same for all of them, for light, medium, and heavy mechs. To get the 16, 24, and 32, you have to be rank 6 level 7. That is huge. That's a lot to invest in. I mean, I'm not totally sure how I think about all of this yet, because we wanted to, you know, see the value in doing this. Taking away second copies for a lot of people is a big deal, right? And it meant that, you know, you're losing some element of what your high-end hanger is and what you've invested into. But those who have spent money and resources to get all the way up to 6-star rank 7 will see more value in doing that, because not everybody could do that or would do that. But if you're someone who's played competitively, I've seen some people who have fully maxed out their hangers. So like Mayor and Grudge have already done videos about having like the dual railgun setups on their Panthers because they have those all maxed. And I know some others who have maxed out certain stuff that will be able to benefit from this right away. So that's really good for them. I mean, if you back out, we look at the rest of my stuff, you'll see that none of my things are fully maxed out. I have these guys that I have my dual copies at 6-star, but you know, level 3, level 4, my Panthers are at level 4 or 5, somewhere in that. So I still have a few more levels to get up there until I'm fully maxed to get that full energy out of any of these guys. So I got a bit of a road ahead of me. And I've spent some money in this game, if that helps, you know, for any of you guys to know. But, you know, if you don't spend money, that's going to be a long road too. There's a lot invested in that. And we'll talk some more about that later. Yeah, there's going to be a lot here. I wanted to go in here to see if Arachnos was in here. I guess not. I can't look directly at him. But that's okay. Yeah, we will... you know, I guess get to see more of him as we get closer on and move further on in the week. But let's play some of the footage of the matches I played earlier today, and you guys can see, you know, some of the first matches I tried out and see how that all went. So let's get into it. All right, first match. It's gonna be something. Oh wow, an announcer voice. All right, surprising. That was new. All right, first match of the new update. Here we go. 2, 1, go. Trying this build out. Get out of my way. Oh, voices are different. All right. Interesting. More like a esports kind of a deal. Well, that one's different too. Yeah, I didn't realize they were going to be changing some of that stuff. That's interesting, for sure. Smooth operator. Job. Yeah, all that's different. Oh gosh. Yeah. I was not ready for that. Well, that Zephyr... Oh no, he isn't a maxed out one. I was going to say, he's not using the dual long arm 10s or anything. But, oh man, I'm fearing that when we get to that point. Alright, I'm trying the stasis with the railgun. Let's see how this goes. Incoming fire. Noob identified. Guy has a sassy sounding voice now. Noob identified. Durr. Comrade. Oh, that's very different too. Comrade. I would have liked more of the, I don't know, maybe that's not PC, but the comrade. Like that's that's more the voice I would have picked for that one. Feels fitting. Come on. There we go. Getting a lot of assists here. That's interesting too. Like, I mean, usually with the long arm, I think just because it's heavy burst damage and it kills right away, as opposed to the stasis being 12, it would instantly kill. But I could see where this, you know, overall provides more damage. Just might not be bursty enough to get kills all the time. That's not a terrible thing though. I like the idea of that. I'm cool with that. It's very different, that's all. Humiliation. Well done. Yeah, it's different voices all over the place. I'm hoping that's something that like they do more of, in the sense of like we're allowed to customize some of these voices. That would be really cool. I'm trying to get him frozen up so I can get a shot on him. Oh my gosh, and I missed it. Alright, there we go. Got it that time. Yeah, this is hard getting used to, because like I think I've gotten used to the Thanos build where I can just hit the fire button of everything together. So, yeah. Taken out by a Lancer. And he's low level too, not super high. But he took me out. Let's try this one. This kill shot build looks pretty cool. Oh gosh, guy snuck up on me. Get it. That guy, oh man. Walked right into those mines. Should have dashed out, get in place. I hate wasting my dash on stuff like that though. Oh boy. He's saying critical damage a decent amount. It's starting to give me flashbacks of when they... Whoa, that was loud. In my ears. I might have to turn down my game volume for when I put this in video. That was crazy. Alright, or just unexpected, I guess, is the thing, because I wasn't prepared for that. Alright. Zephyr build, similar to before, I'm just boosting it up to, because I got 2 more energy, so I'm doing the Carbine 10 instead of the 8. So, similar feel though. Ooh. Don't want that guy to try and freeze me. Stay down here and, nice, okay. Alright, let's get wacko here. So we can get around him. This is probably wasting too much time. I really wanted to try and get around him. Actually, we got him. Alright. Oop, we got hit by Doc Worm over here. Let's go. Let's take this guy out too. Freeze him while we wait for the reload. Perfect.
1 minute remaining.
Whoa. 1 minute remaining. Gosh, I'm gonna have to make sure I mess with my volume or something afterwards after I'm done with this match. Alright, good. Here we go. Got top spot. And, oh, we got all 3. Look at that. I like how I said what a team, but I took all the spots. Oh, cool. Sound effects added for this. Yeah, they've amped up a lot of stuff, which is cool. Nice little, like, cosmetic additional touches of stuff. Yeah, doing all those things. All right, maybe another practice one, just to get my bearings. Here we go.
Oh boy, that's gonna be a huge game today.
All right, more AI. Starting fairly early in the day for me, so not hitting too many players yet.
One, go! Get out of my way.
We have taken the lead.
All right.
We are losing the lead.
Whoa, I didn't really hear the first blood because I had to switch over. Just curious to hear how that sounded.
We have taken the lead.
Oh, you got that before me. No worries. Man, a lot of shadows. This is the 3rd shadow I've seen already. I do appreciate that without second copies. It means once you start seeing like a certain mech a certain amount of times, you won't see them on the battlefield after that. So it'll be a lot less, which is nice, especially for like kill shots. Let's get Dogfish. Oh man, I thought that was gonna sneak up and hit him. Oh well. We'll just chip away at him then. There we go. Oh, here this guy comes. He's reloading, but he's probably going to get me. But I'm going to stay up here just to be aggressive and then try a different build, which is cool with me. The AI, at least for me right now, seems more aggressive. I don't know how it's been for everyone else, but just very pushy. I mean, like they're not like playing better or smarter. Oh, man, just ran right into my own guy. Oh man, I missed. Come on. Gosh. Doing bad. The AI, oh man, my thumb just hit that. Dang it. This is going great with the railgun already. Oh well. That's alright. I do want to try my Guardian build. I have a Stasis Beam 16 and 12. So we'll do that one. See how that goes. That melted pretty quick. I don't have the ability to do dual 16s yet, but this seems like, wow, that does freeze pretty darn quick. So, oh my gosh, this dual 16 is going to be nuts. Like, for how quick it freezes and for how much damage it does, because this is doing some pretty considerable damage already, I think. Even though it's sustained damage. Yeah, look at that melt the guy through. Got this guy, no problem. That freezes, you know, almost as fast as my Thermal Lance 6 gets something up there, it seems like. It's pretty quick with the freezing. I actually like it a lot. This is definitely one I'm going to play with and run more and try to get at 32 to get the dual 16. That'll be a sweet one. Yeah, look at that, man. That's just chews through stuff. Pretty solid. I like that build. Yeah, though, I mean, the AI for me has been pretty aggressive and just trying to take beacon points really quickly. See if we can sneak over this way, I guess. Oh, that was it. All right. Nice. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, dual stasis is going to be beefy now. Dual 16, oof. That's what I was thinking. I was hoping that it would be good. Seems like damage-wise, and mine aren't even maxed yet, so I can't do it yet full 6-star, but... Alright, so yeah, we've gone through everything, talked about the basis of the changes, I've played some matches, and now I just want to go over my thoughts on everything, and I'll try to go through this quickly. But first of all, I will say this, and this always happens to me, I don't know if this happens to you guys, but I realized after I played my matches that in my settings, my targeting, whoops, not here, is it controls? Yes, it's in here. That it was on the wide targeting assist, which I really like the vertical more, so it definitely messed up some of my railgun shots for sure, but I think it defaults back to wide whenever there's an update. So if you guys have certain settings that you do that things seem off, make sure you check your settings that it's the way you want. I don't know if that also affects like if you do custom controls or anything, but kind of a public service announcement, major changes like this, I'm assuming things go back to defaults. Anyway, yeah, so they've done a lot of different things cosmetically to change, most notably the sound, right? So there's a lot of new VO and sound effects and stuff like that added. Overall, I love the idea of that. I'm just not a huge fan of some of the sounds in here. Some of them were loud, some of them kind of came off as a little bit annoying. I appreciate that they're trying to do more of that esports feel, and I like that, but I'm not sure I'm crazy about this. But here's another thing about that. Sorry, Papa, man. I'm gonna decline you for now, but if you go into your controls, whoops, again, this would be settings. I've always had an annoyance with this. This should be a like general update they do. Music, sound effects, yeah, turning on and off is nice, but I would love a slider for volumes, because when I'm doing like talking on comms and matches with some other guys and stuff, sometimes I want the sound effects, but I don't want them so loud that I can't hear other people on comms. So I'd love to be able to control this. I usually have to jack up my comms to even hear some people so that I can still hear sound effects in game. With that, I wish there was a way you can turn off the announcer or some of the new sound effects if you're not a fan of them. But I will say, and other people have noticed this or said this, if you go in here, you can change to good quality, even though you're not getting the best. I mean, I like to have mine on ultra, but if you go down to good, you'll lose quality in game, but that also takes out a lot of the sound effects. That's the way it worked in the past, so I'm pretty sure that works the same way now. I haven't tested this to know how many sound effects it takes out, but I'm definitely going to try it on good to see if I don't have to listen to those. But yeah, that might be something to try, but I will do that later. Maybe mention it separately. But yeah, so I like that idea. I just not crazy about the implementation of the sound effects. Little Miss Treble was saying like, hey, we should get like a celebrity voiceover to do that, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, or for me it would be Jeff Goldblum. That's what I'd like to see. But we'll see, who who they get if they change the sound effects. Anyway, the other thing is how we open crates now. Yeah, so you can open your crates, you can skip them, and you can see everything at once, and you can do an open of 10, which is awesome. That will definitely speed up this whole process. My fingers, thank you, Plarium. But I wish that now when you click on one of these crates, you got a separate window, because now when I click on it, I'm forced to still open one. What if I wanted to do a 10 right away? It would have been nice if there was a little dialog box that asked me if I want to open 1 or 10, and then it did it. I always like a confirmation for that kind of stuff. That would be a minor thing, but overall, I love that they've implemented the 10. Good quality of life improvement for that. But yeah, the big one here, of course, is how these changes affect everything. So I've already mentioned how if I go into one of my mechs here, you'll notice that the energy capacity changes when you get to 6-star level 7 vastly. And this is where like my worry and the doom and gloom of my live from my car, I feel has some justification to it, because this is going to create more of a gap between those who are free to play and those who are paying. Yes, we want those who are paying to have value, but we also want to have something attainable for those who are free to play. Like before, if you got up to just rank 5 at the 18 energy there, you would have a kill shot that was competable baseline at end game, right? That would be the quote unquote baseline, and even though that's not as great, of course, as a 6-star one or anything higher, because its stats aren't quite there, you at least had the capability of damage and, you know, the layout and the stuff for doing it. You just didn't get a second copy. When you got to 6-star, you would just get a second copy. So even at 5-star, you have baseline competitiveness, and you could have like roughly 3,000-ish power if you had a lot of stuff at 3 or at 5 stars and some solid weapons. Now, the rank 6 definitely has an advantage over the 5. But the issue more so for me is that now rank 6, even though a lot of people have stuff at rank 6, is not going to compete with rank 6 level 7. And here's the deal, all right? Not only are we saying, before when it was like you had 6-star and you had a couple levels, you were decent, you were decently competitive. Like for me, I used to have about 33 to 3,400 power. Now I have 3841, which sounds amazing, right? But you also have to consider I have my dual copy, my Pantherin, so that's going to go down, and I don't have any of these at 6-star level 7. If you compare that to somebody like Mayor or Manish, who has a completely maxed out 6-star level 7 of everything, they have like 46 to 4,700 power. That's like the max that you can have. I'm not going to be able to get there for a while. I mean, quite a while, unless I'm someone who is going to drop a pretty penny to do that. You could, of course, do it over time. I mean, they've been playing this game for a really long time, but to do that over time is going to take way too long to be competitive with some of these people in the end. The gap between a 6-star level 1 and a 6-star level 7 of any mech is huge. Just think about this too. When you're at 6-star, I'll go back into this. So when you are at 6-star, level 6, right? That's one away from being ranked, 6-star level 7. You need a ton of A-coins and, a ton of credits and a ton of blueprints. It's over, like, for this kill shot, I need like over 1,000 blueprints to do that. Right now, I already need like 1,000 for this to be at 5, and I only have 200. I could cover this gap, but already that's a pretty decent amount, 5,000 acorns. I've looked at some people who showed it at 6-star. To go from 6-star level 6 to 6-star level 7 will cost them to cover the gap of the blueprints over 12,000 acorns. So just to do 6-star level 6 to 6-star level 7 is over 12,000 acorns for this person. And that is just insane. Like, that means for any mech to be competitive endgame, just one mech now, not even two, because you don't have dual copies, it's going to be 12,000 acorns. That just sounds nuts to me. And that's where I'm saying, like, the gap between a 5-star, a 6-star, and a 6-star level 7 now is huge. And it's just going to put a bigger gap, similar to War Robots, between who is free to play and who is paying. All right? And that's what I worry about. If the compensation here is not good, if they don't maybe change the cost structure of how this stuff comes out, if they don't give us more blueprints so that we can cover that in the end, this is going to be a huge problem for where the gap is between paying and free to play. Now, I know we need value for the person who is paying. I totally get that. But it is going to mean a lot of people are leaving the game if they realize they have to pay insane amounts or just not compete. And that's what I worry so much about. And that's where my concern is. The other thing with this too, my wife was saying, so she was playing some matches and her power level is about 2,200 right now in game. That used to be like mid-game. When I was looking at hangers just recently, that was. Now, I don't know where that is. That's almost like early game, because for her, she got like easy, super easy bots. Like she was telling me they're just standing there and they're using plasma cannons and auto cannons now. Like before, she was fighting guys with missile racks and long arms and all that stuff, like the usual stuff you'd see around that power level. Now they're super easy. So it means that early on, you're going to get super easy enemies. And then like for me right now, I've had super aggressive AI, especially in CPC. Like they are all over all the cap points, and I have to be super aggressive at taking points to stay alive and win in the game. You know, that's not anything super new. We've had crazy AI before, but it just means more of like how they're pushing end game to be insane and early game to be much easier, so that, you know, there's going to be this huge drop off or gap in the middle, or when somebody gets to like 3,000-ish power and they think they're getting closer to end game, when now they have the much bigger hill to climb. And all of that too is the other concern that I have, right? So if we look at these mechs, I have 28 power on my Panther, which is great. Same thing for my Guardian. But as other people are starting to point out now, we are going to have an issue with the energy of our weapons. There's going to be an energy weapon shortage. That's going to be a concern. Other people have already started talking about this or making videos on it, that kind of stuff. Foggy mentioned that already, I think, in one of his videos recently. But that's going to be a problem. But I do think that, you know, next update, they'll probably have, I don't know if it's going to be global, but that would be great. But I don't know if that's going to mean like disc launcher now. And the disc launcher will be like a 12 and a 16 energy weapon, or something that's going to, you know, provide more end game weapons that we need, because 32 energy sounds awesome, but we still only have 2 weapons for it. And then so many more mechs now, like, you know, if you're going to use Zephyr and Killshot and like, you know, like Juggernaut and that kind of stuff, those are all going to be at 24 energy now. So everyone is going to have way bigger, you know, energies that they need for all of their mechs. And I know I didn't say much about this too. Another change I heard about but have not really played with yet, I'll probably do a different, you know, discussion or video on it, is the changes to both Ares and Juggernaut. So Juggernaut used to have a shield that's always on, and it would, you know, refresh pretty quickly. And Ares had a shield that would go up and then it would disappear after a certain amount of time. They flip-flopped that. So Juggernaut shield now disappears after time and you have to bring it back. Ares will stay up constantly. I don't know what to think about this yet because I haven't really played with it. I don't love the sound of it initially, but you know, I will have to play with it. So like I said, maybe that's a separate video. But overall, I think the thought and the direction they have for this update is good, but the huge gap now that they have, because they've tried to just make more variety in Hangar and give us 32 energy, is not going to compensate for the bigger gap that you're going to have between free-to-play and paying players. The compensation, I hope, gets us to creep back up, but that also takes care of only the people that are here. So when global hits and new people come in, are they going to stick around when they realize they have to like grind or pay insane amounts to be able to get to end game? I don't know, man. And that's where I worry about this. I felt that the mechanics in this game have always been fair, but this is where I'm starting to worry a little bit yet. I don't really know what that's going to mean. And I'm here, man. I definitely want to see where this takes us, but I got to be honest, I'm getting a little concerned. So maybe I'm just being negative. I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think, if you agree or disagree, or what you guys think of the changes, or if I've missed anything that you thought that was important to talk about or cover. Please let me know below, and we will see you out there on the battlefield.